This year I ain't playing, I'm on a mission. I don't see no competition. Waiting my turn and I play my position. Sat in the room, I ain't talk, I just listen.
What's up, everybody? Dave back here again, JDH Reptiles. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So we just got back from vacation. And while on vacation, let's see here. I'll try and go through everything that I know happened and some things I'm assuming happened. One thing I know happened is we had our prelay shed from this, what we think to be a lesser red axanthic genetic stripe. Again, I can tell you, I know that it's a lesser genetic stripe because a lesser genetic stripe has that silver, like solid silver or pewter color, which is what this animal has. Whether or not it's a red axanthic or has any other genes, I don't know. We're hoping this year we'll be able to figure that out. So she had her prelay shed. My guess is right around the 24th of March. So that means somewhere around April 24th or so, we're going to have our first set of eggs on the ground, which is amazing. I can't wait. But that also means that I got the incubator turned on. So typically for me, what I'll do is once I get my first prelay shed, I will turn on my incubator. I'll get 3, 4, 5 egg boxes made, get them put in here, and it'll just sit here and keep temperature and get everything prepped and ready to go. That way, when the big day happens, I can take the animal out, get her off the eggs, grab my egg boxes out of here. I will need to add water to the perlite because I haven't done that yet. But once I add the water, get it mixed in, I can then remove the eggs from the female, put them in the egg box, and drop them in the incubator, and the count begins towards our first set of hatchlings for the year. So that's amazing. So we got back on Wednesday, like at 1:30 in the morning. I didn't do any inspecting of anything. I did walk in here for a moment, saw she had shed, so I figured a day or two prior to that she had gone. And then the next morning on Thursday, so I'm now making this video on Saturday. I'm assuming you'll see it on Monday. We'll see. I came in here Thursday morning, and sure enough, this large het monarch female was in full ovulation. And I believe I have a photo. If I do, I'll post it up right here. So that was amazing to have that. Now, granted, we've talked about this girl before. We've talked about this pairing before. She is a 100% het monarch, and she was paired to just a standard monarch male. So what that means is we are going to make monarchs and 100% het monarchs. So if there's anything you would be looking for, if a monarch male or female or a het monarch male or female is something that interests you, make sure to leave a comment below, send me a message, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I'll put you in my list of people to contact when those animals are out and feeding and everything. But that clutch, no matter how many we have, I'll be keeping absolutely 0 of them. So that'll be awesome. And then at the end of the year, most likely she will be available. And I think the male's going to be available too. So stay tuned for that. Going from there, let's see, I think on the 17th, so like a handful of days before we left, this het sunset female ovulated. It wasn't like a crazy ovulation, so it might have been a pre-swell. But I'm pretty sure she's ovulated. So she was paired to, so the idea is she was supposed to be paired to what we produced, and unfortunately don't 100% het or 100% know. I think it is a pastel lesser cinnamon sunset. That's my guess. It's just a gold colored animal. Matter of fact, he's not in shot, I can show you. This is him right here. So as you can see, just kind of a silver or pewter colored sunset. So she was paired to him one time right at the very end. And then prior to that, she was paired to a hurricane lesser het sunset. So should be easy to tell who the father is. We'll see. I don't know. We'll get into that when that happens. On the 21st, this pastel Lori female, she ovulated. And she was paired to our Fire Spot Nose Redhead. So, hoping to make some Redhead Lori animals. I'll definitely have a holdback or two for that. If I do get some Redhead Loris, that'll be absolutely amazing. Let's see here. Yes, and also when we came back on Thursday when I came in here, this beautiful Super Pastel Bamboo Blackhead also ovulated. And I'll show you a picture of that ovulation as well. So she was paired to our Coral Glow Lesser Sunset. That male is actually a female maker. Granted, he's made some male Coral Glows, but he is a female maker. Like 98% of the Coral Glows he's made have all been females. So I personally am looking for some bamboo combo het sunsets to hold back. Maybe blackhead and bamboo would be really cool, or Coral Glow blackhead and bamboo. I don't know, we'll see. But that's awesome. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 ovulations, 1 pre-lay shed. Now into what we know is going on. I've got Cypress Mojave Gravel. She's currently being paired with a Monarch, that regular Monarch male, to make some het Monarch combos. Last time I ultrasounded her, she was at 21 mils. They are currently not locked. Let's see. Lesser Triple Het VPI Xanthic G-Stripe Clown is in with a Pastel Lesser Triple Het VPI Xanthic G-Stripe Clown. She was only at like 9.5 or 10 millimeters when I last ultrasounded her. They're currently not locked. Pastel Yellow Belly Lace to a Black Pewter, so pastel, black pastel lace. They are currently locked, so that's good. I would tell you what she was at last month, but unfortunately, I put my finger on and wiped it off. So I'll have to update you when I ultrasound them here in April. And then down here, I have another one of these very large het Monarch girls. This one here was last mic'd at 17 millimeters. She's currently locked with a GHI het Monarch. So that would be nice, because if I can get a GHI Monarch, I would probably sell the rest of the clutch, but I'd love to keep a GHI Monarch for a holdback, even if it's just one, and then sell all the rest. So that'd be awesome too. But yeah, I mean, we've got Acid OD Highway in the mid-20s. We've got this Barnhart line Black Pastel Yellow Belly Butter that's in the like late 20s, like 28 mil as of like 2 weeks ago. She is now off feed, so she'll hopefully be ovulating in a handful of weeks. Let's see here. Mahogany Lace Het Lavender Albino, 17 millimeters, still feeding though. I think that's really about it for, girls that are going at this moment. Otherwise, I got a lot that are, 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 12 millimeters, 14 millimeters, right in the middle of the breeding process. So this month in April 1st, this girl here, who I did ultrasound today, and she's about 6-7 millimeters, so she's not due to be paired yet for the first time, but roughly April 1st, she'll be ready to be paired, and it is a pewter sunset, so pastel cinnamon sunset, and she's being paired with our Hurricane Lesser het sunset, so that'll be cool. Let's see, I've got one's in May, April 15th, roughly somewhere around there. I have my Lori Barnhart line Black Pastel Het Albino. So I didn't say it wrong. Let me try it again, though, to make it easier. Pastel Lori Black Pastel Barnhart line, 100% Het Albino. This girl will be ready to start pairing right around the middle of April. I'll ultrasound her right here at the beginning of April, and I'll see where she's at. And I don't know if I've got anyone in line yet for her. I don't. So I'm not sure. I've been pushing really hard to do sunset and monarch stuff. Plain and simple. Because that's what the bread and butter here that I want to make is monarch and sunset stuff. But I already have some Lori het sunset stuff held back from last year. I don't have any monarch stuff, so maybe I'll go with monarch. It's kind of a catch-22 there, because with this girl here, Lori and Black Pastel are allelic. So it means every animal that she produces will be either Lori or Barnhart Line Black Pastel. Now there could be pastel in that mix, but that's all you're going to get. So pastel Lori, pastel Black Pastel, or Lori or Black Pastel. So 4 different type of things I can get from her. Now if I put her to that visual monarch male, those 4 animals will be the only options I can get, while also being 100% het for monarch and pos het for albino. Not that I care about that. I'm not working the albino stuff anymore, but it just is what it is. But I can't add any more genes because that monarch male is just a visual monarch. I do have the GHI het monarch. My problem is I'll be making possets. As right now, there's no shed testing for monarch. So do I really want to waste a year and potentially make a bunch of possets? You know, I don't know. On the flip side of that, I do have some males that I can make some posset sunsets with. Like, for instance, I have an Orange Dream, Coral Glow, Orange Dream, Coral Glow, Yellow Belly, het sunset. So, I mean, that would be really cool. I could potentially do that. And then I can shed test the animals I like to see if they're het for sunset, or shed test the whole clutch, I guess, and spend a lot of money on shed testing to see if they're het for sunset or not. I could do Hurricane Lesser Het Sunset, try for like Lori Hurricane stuff. That might be cool to do. And then shed test from there. You know, I do have that Lesser Pewter Sunset, so I could use that one. But again, so you're talking lesser, cinnamon, pastel. So cinnamon and Lori are allelic, cinnamon and Black Pastel are allelic. So I could make allelic animals that are het for sunset. I don't know. Toss up there. Or I could abandon any recessives really at all. And I could just go with like, I've got a really nice pastel, blackhead, acid, pinstripe highway. That could be really cool. Some acid Lori stuff might look really awesome. I'm just kind of looking down at the animals here. I've got, I don't really have a lot of males left otherwise. Pastel Yellow Belly Lace. I mean, I can make some, maybe some Lori lace stuff. Fire Spot Nose Redhead. Try and get redhead into Lori. That's what I already did though with that pastel Lori, so I don't want to do that again. That's for sure. But that's kind of like what I'm looking at here, you know. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of males up here that I've produced last year. They're just not ready to go yet. I mean, they're not, they might be old enough, but they don't have like, you know, any sperm plugs, if that's what you want to call them, or hemipenal casings. Like, I check this male here. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. This is a really cool super pastel bamboo blackhead pinstripe het desert ghost. Again, I'm not working desert ghost though, so that don't really matter. I have this beautiful Lori het sunset. I mean, I could check him. No casings yet, so he's not ready. You know, I got this Coral Glow Lori Het Sunset. Again, can check him. Nope, not ready yet. So, you know, I got a handful of males I did hold back. They're not ready to go yet. Super Pastel Huffman, Blackhead Mojave. This dude's really cool. I actually think about selling him. I might not keep him, but Huffman's in the Black Pastel complex. So Huffman Lories would be a lilac. Huffman Black Pastels would be a lilac. You know, let's check him. I'm pretty sure he's not ready either. Nope, he's not ready to go. So, I mean, they got some good size, and they got some age on them. They're just not ready to go yet. I think this might be the only other one. This is an Acid Cinnamon Gravel Visual Hypo. This thing is so cool. I hope the camera is picking it up. So let me check and see. This would be a cool boy to put with that girl. And I don't think so. Maybe in a couple months. Well, we'll see. But that would be cool. Everything would be het for hypo. Could get, well, again, it's Acid Cinnamon Gravel. So cinnamon and Laurier lilac, cinnamon and black pastel. Actually make a black snake. So that's a possibility. It's also a possibility of making animals that have genetic deformations. That's never good. But, you know, I'm just kind of looking at what I have that I held back. And I just don't have anything yet that I think's ready to go. I'm sending a shed off on this boy this week. It's a pastel leopard red stripe G-stripe Posset clown. So once I figure out if he's het for clown or not. If he's het for clown, I'll probably keep him. Just because technically, well, I guess not technically, he's my only Kiki animal, or het Kiki. These ones are as well. But this would be, I'd probably keep him. I don't know yet. If he's not het for clown, he's definitely getting sold. But I've got some good size on him. He's a great eater, and he finally shed. And every time he sheds, I always throw his sheds away when I clean. And this time it reminded me that I wanted to have him tested. So I do have that all set aside. I just need to mail it out on Monday. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. Let's see here. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I guess technically 12 animals available if you count the beautiful Coral Glow Lesser Sunset here. So yeah, 12 animals available still from 2024. We are currently doing a drawing. If it's something you're interested in getting in on, post down below an email address, or you could send me an email address at jdhreptiles@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. But this week, we're halfway through the drawing already, so we should be drawing the next day or two, I would think. But the winner will get their choice between either. So this here is a Blackhead Lesser Yellow Belly Hurricane Barnhart Line Black Pastel female. So you can either take her, otherwise your other option is this male right here. So this is a breeder male that I produced. It is a Coral Glow Lori Butter. Beautiful male. Would love to sire some females at your collection. I mean, obviously breed ready, ready to go. He's 3 years old, 4 years old. We produced him. Super stunning boy. Beautiful BHB line Lori. So you would get your choice between one of the two animals. And of course, we ship at no charge. So if you win, you get one of these animals. So if that interests you, send me an email, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, or leave a comment down below with your email address or your Instagram info, and I'll reach out to you and you can get involved. It costs like 20 bucks. Spend 20 bucks, you get a spot to get in. Could get you one of these two animals because only one number wins and it could be yours. So with that being said, the only other thing I wanted to show you guys was I broke down and bought a new cart. So I had a cart at the old house. I left it at the old house. And I didn't want to get a cart because, I mean, take a look. I don't have a lot of space in this room. But I realized while cleaning and trying to ultrasound that it gets kind of tough working in here without something to put animals on, or, you know, put the ultrasound on, trying to use my trash can, or I go grab a chair and bring it in here. And I thought, you know what? It's time to break down and just buy a cart. So this cart's going to be in my way for the remainder of the time, but at the same token, it's going to be really helpful when it comes to doing some videos. It's going to be helpful when pulling clutches, setting up egg boxes, doing some work, cleaning tubs. So I'll deal with the fact that it's in my way, but also a very useful tool to have. So I am glad that I did get this one, unlike the other one I used to have, has locking casters too. So that's a nice addition. But that's kind of the update for right now. Again, this is Saturday. You'll probably see this video on Monday. I'm not 100% sure if I'll have a genetic video for you this week. I don't want to say no. It just depends what I get into this weekend. My kids come back home tomorrow. So it really just depends if I get the option to and the time to figure out what gene I want to work with next to show off and do some videos or do a video on that. I will say those videos do take a little bit of time because not only do I need to kind of figure out what animals I want to use, then I need to use the right lighting. And when I put the videos together, I do a lot of talking over top of what I'm showing you. So that's a separate kind of adding voiceover on top of that. Not that it's hard, I'm not complaining. I just want to make sure when I do those genetic videos that I do as good of a job as I feel I can do. I want to treat you guys to a decent video, show you some really nice animals, explain those genes really well, and give you something to actually come back and watch. So if I get the opportunity to put together a good video for you this week, I will do that. Otherwise, I promise I'll have one for you next week. Just trying to get back into the swing of things after having a week vacation off. So thanks again. I appreciate you swinging by. USARK, if you are not supporting USARK, I highly recommend you do. I am a silver USARK member, and with every shipment I make, I donate another $1 on top of my shipments to USARK. So you figure I think I pay $200 or $250 a year for the membership. Then on top of that, if I ship out 150 packages a year, it's another $150 that I donate. So usually what I try and do once a year is I'll pick a clutch. And what I will do is, depending on the value of the animals, I try and do with a higher end clutch, is I'll take a percentage of the sales and I'll donate that clutch worth also to USARK. So let's say I do 10% and it's a clutch that nets me $10,000. Well, that's $1,000 I donate from that clutch to USARK. And what I typically will do is I will donate that per animal I sell. So let's say I sell a $3,000 sunset and it was a sunset clutch. I'll take $300 and I'll add that to my ticket price when I place the package, and I'll donate that way, or I'll go straight to USARK's website and I'll donate it that way. But I always pick a clutch a year to do that with. I don't know which one it'll be yet this year. I haven't thought about it, but we'll get that figured out as the year continues. But yeah, guys, thanks again. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Leave comments down below if you're interested in some of the upcoming potential animals. If you want to get in on the drawing for this week, or if you just have any other comments or questions, or maybe there's a gene you'd like me to do a genetic spotlight on, love to hear from you guys. You take care, and we'll see you on the next video.